As the weather warms up, I like to grill out as much as possible. Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite grilling recipes as well as a side. I'm going to show you how to make barbecue chicken with homemade barbecue sauce, jerk seasoning that I'm going to use to make jerk pork. I'm also going to show you how to make the best potato salad. Now these dishes are very simple, but that homemade touch does make a difference. The first thing we're going to get started on is the jerk seasoning. For the jerk seasoning, you're going to need thyme, scallion, scotch bonnet pepper, garlic, onion, and pimento. As you can see, I removed the seeds from the scotch bonnet pepper, but I would highly recommend leaving the seeds. I removed it because of the heat factor on my children, but jerk seasoning does need to have some sort of heat. Next, I'm going to add all of the ingredients to my blender. Now, you can either do this in a blender or a food processor. If you've followed me long enough, then you would already know that my husband is from Jamaica, so I tend to make quite a bit of Jamaican meals, and of course, it has to get the stamp of approval. Now I'm going to add some water to this mixture just so it loosens up a bit and it's easy to blend. If this is your first time here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and to follow me over on Instagram at Jehan. Now that that's all blended, and I wanted to make sure that that pimento is blended into really tiny pieces. Now I'm going to add the scallion, scotch bonnet pepper, and a splash of vinegar and salt. And next I'm going to blend this all together. Now the allspice berries that I'm using for this is the Jamaican pimentos, and you can find this at any Caribbean market. And I'm just going to blend this together until everything is pretty much a puree. Now I'm also looking at the color, and this is too light. So I'm going to add more of the pimento berries just to make sure it gets that deep dark color. Now I'm making jerk pork. So I have a pork shoulder which I've sliced, and I've also cut into the pieces just to make sure that everywhere is seasoned well. And you're going to want to do this 2 days ahead of time. I like to let this sit in the fridge and just really marinate and get all of that flavor. As you can see, I'm rubbing the seasoning in between all of the cuts because we want to make sure that every piece, every bite of the jerk pork is packed with that unique jerk flavor. And I'm going to place this into the fridge and let it sit for about 2 days. Now you don't have to leave it for that long if you're using a thinner cut of pork, but I am using a pretty big piece of meat. The remainder of the seasoning I'm going to store in a jar in the fridge. Now I'm going to get started on the chicken, and I'm using chicken leg quarters. You can use wings or any piece that you prefer. I'm going to season the chicken with garlic powder, onion powder, dried thyme, cayenne, paprika, and salt. All of the recipes will be linked below in the description box. It's going to lead you to my site, jehancancook.com, and you'll be able to save, print, or pin the recipes. I'm using some of that jerk seasoning that I made earlier to season 2 leg quarters because my husband likes jerk chicken, and I'm going to make some of that as well. I'm going to mix this all together, and then I'm going to cover it and place it in the fridge and let it sit at least overnight. Now let's get started on the potato salad. For the potato salad, I have peeled and I'm going to cube Yukon Gold potatoes into small cubes. I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes because as this cooks up, it's going to get tender, but it's going to hold its shape. Personally, I do not like my potato salad to be too mushy. So this is a great choice of potatoes as well as red skin potatoes. Once I've cut these all up, I'm going to place it into a pot, cover it with water, and bring it to a boil. I'm also making 2 hard-boiled eggs for my potato salad because I like eggs in my potato salad. Now I'm going to check to see if the potatoes are done by using a fork, and then I'm going to drain it and set it aside before getting started on the dressing for the potato salad. To a bowl, I've added mayonnaise, yellow mustard, relish, celery salt, black pepper, and salt, and I'm going to mix this all together. I have a food blogger friend who says that eggs don't belong in potato salad. Let me know in the comments section what you think. I personally love eggs in my potato salad and don't make it without it, so let me know below. To the potatoes, I've added the dressing, the eggs, finely chopped parsley, and chives. And I'm just going to mix this. And as you can see, I'm sort of folding it, being sure not to break up the potatoes because again, I don't want this to be too mushy. Whenever I make potato salad, I like to have it sit in the fridge for a few hours, at least 4 hours. To me, it tastes better the longer it sits. So if I am having a gathering or a barbecue, I would make this the day before because it tastes even better the next day. And I'm placing this into a bowl, then I'm going to cover it and place it into the fridge and let it sit for at least 4 hours. Now let's get started on the barbecue sauce. And I like a sweet barbecue sauce, so I'm going to show you how I make it. To a small pot, I've added ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, brown sugar, liquid smoke, garlic powder, onion powder, finely ground black pepper, and water. And I'm going to give this a good stir and then place it on the stove. And I'm going to cook this on medium to medium low for about 20 minutes until it has thickened. I'm going to use some of the barbecue sauce to cook the barbecue chicken and the rest I'm going to reserve for dipping. And now it's time to start cooking. We're going to place the jerk pork that we've marinated for 2 days onto the grill along with the barbecue chicken and the jerk chicken. Obviously, these are going to cook at a different rate. The jerk pork is going to take much longer. The chicken needs to cook to internal temperature of 165 and the pork to 145. When the chicken is almost done, I'm going to brush it with the barbecue sauce. Now you don't want to do this too soon or the sugar in the barbecue sauce will cause the chicken to burn. So I would say in the last 5 to 10 minutes. And that's it, we're done. Look at what we've created. This is a platter that any guest would love. We have the jerk chicken, the barbecue chicken with the homemade barbecue sauce, and the jerk pork with that homemade jerk seasoning. That jerk pork is so full of flavor because it's seasoned in that jerk seasoning for about 2 days, and the chicken is so tender. You're gonna love all of these recipes. And here we have it plated up. We have the jerk pork, barbecue chicken, some of that sauce for dipping, our potato salad, and I had to throw some corn on the plate. And now it's time to enjoy. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Please be sure to subscribe.